Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, especially to political theory series. In this video, we will going to discuss the social contract theory of J.J. Rousseau. So without wasting our time, let us begin. Before that, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe for more videos. Firstly, let us understand what is social contract theory. Social contract theory is a theory in political science which seeks to explain the origin of the state and the ideal functions of the civil society and government, etc. It should be noted that early modern social contract theorists like Thomas Hobbes and John Locke had their own intention to introduce the social contract theory. For example, Thomas Hobbes wanted to justify the absolute authority of the king and wanted to undermine the morality of the revolutionaries and authority of church. John Locke, on the other hand, wanted to justify the revolutions and wanted to undermine the authority of church and absolute power of king. But Rousseau, in his social contract theory, wanted to offer logical explanation of the nature of civil society. Accidentally, it inspired the French Revolution of 1789. His influence was so immense that Napoleon said French Revolution would not have taken place if Rousseau was not born. Now let us discuss the social contract theory of Rousseau. Firstly, now let us discuss the state of nature of Rousseau. Rousseau explains the origin of the state in his social contract theory and said that before the beginning of formation of the state there was a condition in society, and that condition, according to Rousseau, state of nature. But according to some commentators, Rousseau's idea about state of nature neither clear nor consistent. He had thought and talked about it because the whole world is talking about it. Whatsoever, in Rousseau's social contract theory, there was two stages to the state of nature. First, let us talk about the first stage of the Rousseau's state of nature. Rousseau said that in first stage of human society, the primitive man was noble savage, leading a natural and simple innocent life and experiencing idyllic happiness. In such a society, men who were kind and sympathetic towards each other were equal and self-sufficient, and contended that there were no social laws and institutions. All they had is self-love or instinct of self-preservation and sympathy or gregarious institutions. Along with that, they had consciousness which prompted them to do what was right. As a result of that, Rousseau said that in the state of nature, men were happier than those in the civil society, and men were simple and innocent and free from the evils of civilized society. In his simplicity, guided by natural instincts, he just tried to secure things to satisfy his immediate needs. As a result of that, he or she had no private property and was not conscious about right and wrong, virtue and vice, riches and poverty. He lived in natural joy, and his mind was free of the anxious hauntings of civilized man. But in course of time, population started to expand and science and reason started to rise, which became harmful to the idyllic happiness of the state of nature. And secondly, with the evolution of family, private property and other social institutions, the sense of equality which originally prevailed disappeared. Especially with the origin of institution of private property, people who were formerly noble savage became selfish and started speaking in terms of mine and thine. This led to greediness, and everyone tried to get as much as possible for himself. Some got much since they are strong, efficient and clever, but others got little as they were weak, inefficient and dull. This led to creation of a wide gap between the rich and the poor, and the consequence of this development was endless quarrels and loss of peace. The selfish and greedy men were engaged in robbing, fighting and murdering. As condition deteriorated, there was more unhappiness and disorder and bickering. In order to escape from the state of nature's horrible condition, people entered into a social contract in which each individual made agreement with all and all with each, giving rise to the creation of civil society. In this state, Rousseau says all depend upon each and each depend upon all. Hence, the contract is for common good as well as good of each individual. And according to Rousseau, there is only one contract, and that is social and political contract. So there is no second contract. And Rousseau also said that by entering into such contract, man lost his original and simple happiness. In other words, Rousseau said that by entering into social contract, the natural freedom enjoyed by the noble savage was given up, but the civil freedom was retained. In civil society or state, everyone agreed to subject himself to many restraints which were absent in the state of nature or in the original state of nature. Thus, Rousseau says even though man was born free in civil society, he permitted himself to be put in chains of restraints. In fact, this was the opening sentence of his work, The Social Contract. Talking about the power of state, Rousseau said that state which was created through the contract is not arbitrary, and such a state must work according to the general will principle. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed and equally benefited. Please give me thumbs up, and if you have any suggestions, put it in the comment section, and if you want to add anything to it, please write it down in the comment section. Thank you.